OP, but I don't think they're going to run the Elder Titan offlane role. But they do need to pick an offlaner right now, or 4 role, I think. They don't want to...
Yeah. They need some kind of stun, and okay, well, Puck, a different form of control, but still very good here, and likely their offlaner?
Probably the offlaner, yeah. I don't know if you would want to put Puck against a Shadow Fiend. I'm pretty sure Shadow Fiend is going to win that matchup, especially if they just sit the Naga Siren mid. Like, if it looks like it's any amount of difficult on the middle lane, like, they're just going to put the Naga there. So, yeah, I feel like that's probably a Puck, and that makes a lot of sense. It's really hard to kill a Puck with Jakiro Naga Siren. It doesn't really matter what carry they pick. If they pick a carry that really destroys Puck, I don't know, like a Faceless Void or Anti-Mage or something like that, maybe they could put it on the middle lane, but I doubt it. I think that's probably an offlaner, just because it's really good against those supports. I'd pick that in the pub and be like, all right, guys, have fun with the last pick, you know.
All right.
Ban out the Tinker. So they expect that it's an offlane Puck as well, because they see that it's just good against these supports. They don't kill the Puck really, without Puck really screwing something up.
And we've seen this kind of time and time again today. Tinker in that final 6th ban slot.
Yeah, he's a pretty annoying hero. I think people are getting better at dealing with him, though. Like, people are focusing him a lot more, which they should, you know.
Yeah, and he's also, like, he's very counterable. You know, there are definitely global heroes that just shut Tinker down. Spectre, one of the big ones that comes to mind. But in certain situations like this where you can't work that into your draft, he can feel unstoppable at times.
Oh god, yeah.
So,
that's why the last phase ban makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
I feel like the pick for Navi, like the pretty obvious pick would be Terrorblade, because you counter the Phantom Lancer illusions and it kind of melts through the supports. Void, like I was saying, Void's a really good counter to Puck. Anti-Mage is a good counter to Puck. Void is probably better for the game. Anti-Mage, I mean, that's a pretty big investment to get an Anti-Mage. To get a Void, that's pretty simple, you know. You can have avoided, so that's a pretty good ban, because you just chrono the Puck. Puck can't really lane against Void all that well, because you just time dilate him and so forth. But I feel like the Terrorblade's a pretty obvious pick for Gambit, though. They need a mid. So there's Death Prophet, there's OD. I feel like OD is pretty good, but OD might struggle against an SF with a little bit of help.
Are they going to grab the Viper?
Okay, they got a Pugna.
The Pugna again. Okay.
I'm not sure that does well against SF either. I'm pretty sure, I think it's a volatile matchup. I think one of them is going to kill the other.
Didn't we see earlier, all right, the Pugna pick, he got zoned out pretty hard. Was played by G, and we realized that he kind of just needs experience in those first couple minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes. As long as you can rotate and find some kills elsewhere, at some point, he just needs to get experience in the lane, and they can still make it happen. But I agree with you. This matchup is going to be pretty tough, and we've seen how good Naga does at the very beginning of the game, those first 5 minutes in particular. She's so hard to zone out. She's got like 8 or 9 armor. She gets a stout shield on top of that. Pugna literally just can't zone her.
Yeah. Well, eventually Pugna will come online, though. I think he's really good against the matchup, or the heroes on Navi's side. Like, he can blow up Naga, he can blow up Shadow Fiend, he can blow up Jakiro. Obviously, the Naga would have to use the illusions first, but he can even blow up a Tidehunter if he gets lucky enough with the Kraken shells and with the burst. So I feel like they have very little to really deal with the Pugna right now, other than the fact that in the lane he's going to be kind of weak. Okay, so Terrorblade. I mean, that was the obvious pick, because it counters the PL illusions, and it just melts the supports.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Terrorblade doesn't really deal well with the Pugna. I mean, he can use the Sunder, but Pugna doesn't really care about that. He just keeps life draining after that, you know, kills you from full HP again.
Yeah. So which draft are you favoring here?
Man, I honestly think that like the Pugna is a wild card. Like, it's something that people aren't used to playing around right now, and the entire meta has kind of ignored Pugna and changed, like ignoring the hero. So I feel like he's going to be disruptive enough to win this game, because these drafts, like these work, you know, like they've played these in scrims tons and tons of times. These Terrorblades, these Shadow Fiends, these Naga Sirens, like these popular heroes right now. Pugna, I'm sure that Navi hasn't seen Pugna in a scrim in like weeks, maybe like once, because nobody is picking that hero at all, especially on the middle lane. Are you kidding me? Like, never at all. Like, the hero's completely forgotten about. So the meta has shifted around Pugna not being picked. So you throw him into that, and he's going to be really good because nobody's going to give a damn about picking the counters anymore because it's like Pugna's not picked, who cares? So I think Pugna's going to own in this game like he did in the other game.
All right.
I have faith. I have faith in the Pugna.
I definitely see what you're saying. I also think Navi have an incredible amount of team fight. You know, like as you were saying, Terrorblade can be a pretty effective solution against PL. You've got the Naga ult that can set up for Shadow Fiend, Jakiro, and Tidehunter. They've got a good mixture of damage types. I think Navi's draft is a little bit easier to execute with. As long as General gets some pretty decent Ravages, I think they can win a lot of mid-game team fights.
Yeah, it's definitely easy, like way easier to execute because they just, they use the Terrorblade Metamorphosis, they Ravage, they Song if it's looking bad, set up their spells with the Song, with the Ravage. It's pretty... But with that being said, I'm pretty sure that this could be a game where, like, at some point Pugna could, get a kill, pick up a Dagon, and all of a sudden he's snowballing to the point where he's one-hitting the SF or whatever. I mean, it all depends on the lanes. I guess that's kind of how the meta is right now, though. Like, it almost always depends on the lanes. Like, if Terrorblade gets enough items, like a Dragonlance early and an Aquila, or SF gets those items, and Pugna, doesn't have a great start, he can't ever get to that point because he'll never have enough magic damage to burst these heroes, So it really just depends on I guess the rotations during the laning phase and the laning setup to see who can come out on top. Or even if they come even, I think Pugna could eventually, blow some people up and snowball. I'm really liking the Pugna. Oh,
we will see. The last time we saw the Pugna, as you said, it was quite powerful and can often be a hero hard to shut down. You went for Veil Aether Lens. I'm not sure. I think he just went Blink Dagger after that. So really nothing too crazy about the build. Just get a little survivability, get those early null tallies. He will even start with one right now just to try to get some extra stats so that lane is a little easier. This is
it's a pretty hard lane for him, though, against the SF.
Yeah, very, very difficult.
I feel like SF just gets a bunch of souls and double raises Pugna if he comes up. If Pugna decreps himself, doesn't matter. Like, the race is going to do more damage.
But once that mid-game kicks in and some team fights happen, I do think Pugna tends to be pretty good against Terrorblade. Like, TB is just such a low HP hero, and sure, you can get items to work around it. The Mantas, the BKBs, the Lincolns, all pretty effective tools, but that mid-game, man, Terrorblade is as squishy as they come.
He needs so many more items than Pugna does to deal with Pugna than Pugna needs to deal with him.
Yes, absolutely. No doubt about that.
Hunter trying his best to cut the creeps. Oh my god, Disruptor. Leave him alone, man. The guy's just trying to get a creep wave.
Talk about level 1 spells. Thunderstrike right up there with the Riptide from Naga Siren. It actually does 160
damage.
Yeah. Almost at 120 there. That would have been some serious NA math. It's been a long day, though. This is it. This is game number 3 of our 3rd series. So we are coming up on hour 9 of this broadcast. It's been a lot of fun. We will be back tomorrow for day 2. And this, I guess, is the perfect time to mention that. Oh, God, they lost their packets.
Oh, my God. What are we going to do without the packets? Oh, they got their packets back.
No, it looks like they found them. That's good. But this is it. Navi or Gambit moving on. This is still upper bracket, so no elimination here. But this is the winners of the winners. Anyhow.
This is some good stuff happening in the middle lane here. Some dual lane versus dual lane action.
Yep, nothing like a classic 2-on-2.
I don't know who wins this. It's so hard to tell with these like random heroes being paired together in the middle lane. Like Naga has a ton of armor, she has a Riptide, but Elder Titan, he gets the damage, Shadow Fiend has souls, Pugna, like...
It is definitely a strange... It's not a conventional mid matchup here by any stretch, but I think I'd rather have the Naga than the Elder Titan, all things considered. Like level 3 on all 4 of these heroes, I think the Naga Shadow Fiend have a few more options if they step too far forward.
I think so too. I think the Naga can net the Elder Titan like right now, maybe, and they can triple raise this guy, and he's gonna have to leave. Are they gonna go for it?
I think they could. Now they're gonna go the other way. It's Dendi taking a lot of damage. The net, Elder Titan, 1 raise, 2 raise, make it 3. It's a first blood that Dendi draws. G does get 1 the other way, so they do trade, but Navi with a slight advantage there.
Yeah, that's he was playing very aggressively on the Elder Titan, despite the net into raise combo being fully available, you know? Big Num is like super aggressive player, actually.
Oh yeah.
He just never lets up. The good thing in a lot of scenarios, but in that one it was, obviously gave first blood, unfortunately.
Yeah, and even though the first blood did come out for the Shadow Fiend, G is doing very well in terms of last hits. 13-4 compared to the 6-2 Shadow Fiend right now.
Oh yeah, he's doing a really good job last. Like you need to be so good at last hitting to actually deal with an SF. The thing is, like, you can so easily win a lane with SF. You just get, you get souls, and eventually. Oh, am I disconnecting?
Nope. Sound good? Oh.
Hello? Am I alive?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Is this real life?
It sure is.
What happened?
Very little. G continued to last hit quite effectively. That's what happened.
That's good. It's good. I was actually just going on to myself there, apparently, about oh, there's the triple race combo coming up. Oh, never mind.
Yep, trying to. But Big Num's going to break this one apart. Now LeBron taking a lot of damage in return. Does have a couple of stick charges
Not
here.
looking good.
And maybe it could go the other way. Dendy with 2 raises. Not there, though. And a net, so G won't be able to pursue. Very close. Dendy a little bit low on regen, but he is going to be able to tango up. Looks like Naga might just head back.
Yeah, the only person in this lane that's like happy with the situation right now is G. Everybody else is just limping.
Yep. Down bottom, looks like things are going pretty well for the Tide Hunter. 11 last hits, getting a lot of presence in lane. Not really slowing the PL down too much, but almost level 4. Comparing that to the Puck, already level 4, and about even with last hits. So we've got a fairly even game on our hands. Really, the big disparity is between these mid lane cores.
Yeah, this is where all the action is. This Tide's doing a pretty good job in this lane. I feel like against these heroes, it's actually pretty damn hard. I mean, the Disruptor has so much nuke damage with the Thunder Strike, and I guess that's why he's going back to base, because he's like, all right, I'm not gonna just feed this lane by sitting there. But this gives PL an advantage, and he gets up the levels in Phantom Rush, and all of a sudden he's hitting for 100 at level 5.
Yeah, stat growth on that guy is pretty disgusting. Mid lane again, Dendy taking some pretty serious burst damage. G's going to have another rotation of his Q, and this Shadow Fiend will survive, but takes a lot of damage.
It's a tri-lane now. Although I think TB actually does pretty fine against Puck solo, because he has really high armor, and Puck likes to right-click, so I don't think it's that big of a deal that the Jakiro rotates out of this lane.
Still, just telling of the amount of pressure they're able to put onto this Shadow Fiend. We were worried about the Pugna, kind of. I mean, you were confident in him in general, but in terms of this mid matchup, even in a 2v2 scenario, Pugna is proving to be quite the fierce opponent. Big burst damage, great last hitting, and even just a lot of denies now, denying so much from this Shadow Fiend.
God, and I even think Pugna kind of sucks until level 6, and he's doing such a good job with these nukes, because you can kind of like.
No.
Are they gonna kill him?
They're not going to go for it. Naga's going to rotate in, but I think PL probably could have committed to that to finish him off. Vanscore now with the TP home, gets netted, realizes there's no way to stop it, needs to regen anyway, so he will head back. Dendy again taking so much damage mid. G wants to dive it, but can't find the opening, and will just back up. Has a couple tangos, whole lot of stick charges. He'll be good.
He just has to keep going back to base on the Shadow Fiend.
And meanwhile up top, Cheshire Cat falls to a Metamorphosis.
Oh, that's interesting. I guess the ice path was skilled, and he wasn't really expecting it. Because usually Jakiras don't skill this ability until, like level 8 or something like that. Although he's maxing ice path, he's got 2 points in it.
Interesting. Oh, well, Lil's gonna get caught this time, it seems. So it reminds me of like an old school build on Jakiro. It can definitely be all right. It scales decently well. A 2.5 second stun is pretty significant.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty good. I mean, it's not like they really lack lockdown. I guess he doesn't need the damage of the dual breath, and he doesn't need the damage of the liquid fire either, because there's already Terrorblade for pushing the towers, and Terrorblade does all the damage he needs as well. Like, he doesn't need the...
I mean, yeah, I think dual breath, right, you still get the slow as kind of a 1-point wonder. It scales, but it's pretty good even at level 1. And then you've got more disable for your Terrorblade to try to find those kills. They drop a ward. Now they're going to go in onto Pugna. Net to start things off. He does have some raindrops. That's going to keep him alive, and he just turns onto LeBron. He's going to break it with the mirror image, but it's a dead Naga Siren. One down for Navi, and now Dendi on the run. That's another charge of the infused raindrops. And this time, another blast will be off the mark.
Dude, this hero does so much damage. This little green guy running around, God, he does so much damage.
And now he does have a Veil of Discord on the way.
Life drain in the previous patch, life drain damage it was increased. So it does more damage at level 2 now. So it does not do more damage at level 1. I was thinking, man, that did a lot of damage. Why did that do so much damage? But it's just I guess it's just the hero. He just has a lot of levels for this you know, he's level 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no early point in the Nether Ward. Puck with the phase boots, a little extra damage on him. Gonna run right into Lil, and Chikiro gonna find himself in a sticky situation. Elder Titan sets it up, and Cheshire Cat will have the right clicks to finish this off, I think.
Doing that same thing?
Is he actually gonna die here? The Dream Coil, there it goes. That last auto attack, but Puck might pay with his life for this. The sleep, the illusion, just barely able to live, and he will jaunt back to the high ground. Well played, but close call.
Yeah, what a sleep there, man. Like, God, if I'm that Puck, something else is puckering, you know? Not just like, jeez, that was so close.
Pretty action-packed here and relatively even. PL died while we were looking at that.
Wait, PL died?
Yeah.
Oh, to Dendi. Huh.
PL does have a Battle Fury queued up. Pretty interesting. One of the builds that you'd mentioned during the drafting phase.
Yeah, people love this build on this hero.
Yeah.
Just like farm super quickly because the stack gain on top of the bonus agility from Phantom Rush. Dendi in the bottom lane on Shadow Fiend. Kinda... Oh, he's just going to jungle, I suppose. He's got a bunch of stacks waiting for him.
Yep. One of the great things about this squad, they really understand the value of stacks. I think we've seen this in pretty much every Navi game today. Making good use of the jungle supports, opening up that additional efficiency.
They have just like mixed stacks. You can tell that this team really thinks about it when they're passing a camp at the minute mark. It's not like they go out of their way to stack. It's just whenever they're in the area, they'll do it. Watch, I bet Lil stacks Ancients here.
Oh.
Am I gonna eat my words? Oh no, that's too bad.
Well, he thought about it at least, but Dendi gets initiated on maybe what Lil was thinking about. He just walks away. No big deal. So I haven't really checked in on the Tide Hunter, but he is level 7. Not going to rush a Blink Dagger or anything like that, just going into a pipe. First stop is the Hood of Defiance, of course, but level 7. So Ravage is ready. It's a maxed out Anchor Smash, which means he's got some lane presence. He's done a good job defending this tower, and also means he can clear out stacks himself pretty easily.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty happy in this game. I mean, it could have gone... When you pick a Tide, it can always go so poorly in the lane. Like, there's so many heroes that just do really well against that hero in the laning phase. But, I mean, even PL and Disruptor, like, they should do pretty decently against Tide. But there's been so much, like, chaos in this game that he's actually just kind of slipped under the radar this whole time. He's kind of gotten a decent amount, you know?
Mm-hmm. Smoke now.
Slipping under the radar as well, pushing top real hard with the siege creep.
He might be able to grab that tower. Navi have smoked up, and they're now in the other quadrant of the map. Even Dendi starting to move down that way. They ping out Van Score. Maybe they could go for a gank on the PL. Ravage from the Tide Hunter does connect on 2. Now Lil follows up with the Ice Path. It's a long stun duration. The Doppelganger out. Van Score dies, and they're trying to make it 2. PL tries the TP. They've got the net, and that'll be the end of him. So good rotation from Navi. As you mentioned, they do lose that tower top. Puck is able to bring it down. But still, a much-needed rotation, and that will slow down that Battle Fury timing.
Yeah, it really hurts. Honestly, I think if they just lose the Disruptor there and the PL escapes, that's pretty fine. Like, I'd be pretty happy if I was Gambit. But losing that PL really, really hurts. And TB is sitting on... Is my scoreboard working? Yeah, he has 2 kills. 2 0 and 1. And then we have an SF who's also to 0-0. So they got 2 core problems on the enemy team that they need to deal with. And Puck and I guess Pugnus are a pretty big problem as actually killing the Shadow Fiend.
And oh, great
my
save by
God.
LeBron. It's so close, but Dendy does live on just a sliver of HP.
Dude, look at his inventory. He has a bracer. He's probably so happy he bought that bracer.
Yep, and they will find LeBron when it's all said and done. Disruptor with a glimpse.
Chikiro kind of just taking the space top.
Pugna just unrelenting. This is that time of the game when he really isn't weak at all anymore. He's getting pretty close to that Aether Lens. He's got himself a Veil of Discord. Almost has that first talent as well. What does he favor? The health or the movement speed? I think 225 health is pretty hard to pass up, even though movement speed feels pretty good.
Most people go for the health on Pugna. The thing with this hero is that if you survive the burst, like all you need to do is survive the burst, because
yeah, you can always
if you
just
get
turn to
bursted
the ult.
to 50 HP, like 2 seconds of life drain will heal you to full HP. So it's literally all about surviving the burst. I've even in games on Pugna gone for offlane Pugna, of course, but if they have an anti-mage, if they have and Nyx, like these hard counters, I'll build just pipe and hood, you know, like literally go the most tanky, annoying possible stuff, just so that way I survive the burst, waste all of their spells, and then turn it with the life drain.
Gotcha.
With the mid Pugna, he has enough levels, he has the Veil of Discord, he doesn't need to be that tanky, but I think that the 225 health is really, really strong with this hero.
Yeah, it's also one of the lower movement speeds. You know, we saw Shadow Fiend has like a plus 40. We saw a plus 30 on Underlord, I think, so a little bit of
He's
a
also
lower
like
opportunity cost.
He's kind of fast enough as it is anyway.
Oh yeah, what's his base? Like 310, 315. He is on the speedier side.
I think it's like 330.
Yeah, it might even be that high. You might be right.
I'm gonna look that up now, I'm curious. Pretty sure it's 330. Is it?
335 plus 50?
Doesn't show on here. Alright, he has 50.
Yeah, it's 335.
335. Okay, so he's super
Well,
ultra
yeah, you're right. Okay, super fast. Faster than I was giving him credit for. My bad.
He's a fast boy. That's why he's a decent offlaner. He's a fast boy. He just runs away. Can't kill somebody who's running away from you.
Still a very even game, though. You know, we're 14 minutes in, within about 1K net worth. Even though Dendy was picked on a little bit in lane, he's hanging in there, right? He's only about 700 net worth behind the Pugna. He's picking up runes. It could be a lot worse for the Shadow Fiend.
The only thing is, like, Gambit has all of the tier 1s right now, so the map is pretty limited for Navi, and they have to be a lot more scared than they would like to, you know? Like, the Pugna can show up out of anywhere and burst your Shadow Fiend, like the Naga has to sit right next to the Shadow Fiend, Terrorblade needs to have people sitting behind him too. They need to group up when otherwise maybe they would want to just be farming and be a little bit greedier, but they can't because these lanes. Whereas PL's farming top, you know? He can TP to the tier 1 if he has to, which it looks like they're trying to fight this actually.
Yep, they've got the Ravage and everything else. Song of the Siren just now coming up. General coming in deep. Gets silenced though. The Static Storm kinetic field. They might be able to kill the Tide before he can even Ravage. He gets into the corner. Earth Splitter comes out, and this is turning into sort of an awkward fight. The Song of the Siren resets it, and the Ravage flies, and it's Navi all day. They get 2, make it 3 as Big Num falls. It's a double damage on Dendy. The last 2 survivors split in opposite directions. PL and Pugna make it back, but huge fight for this Dire squad, showing off some of that mid-game team fight.
My god, that classic combo of Naga Tide there was just devastating.
Oh.
Although Pugna looks like he's about to kill Chikiro. Well, no, never mind.
Nice ice
Instant
pass.
cancel.
They're good.
That was good preemption of the Pugna combo from Lil. I think a less skilled player would take a while to register what was actually happening, and then in the cast time for the ice path, if he didn't preemptively do it, he dies there. So it's good that he recognized immediately what was happening in ice path, so that when Pugna started life draining, immediately it got cancelled.
This Terrorblade is definitely having a pretty good game so far. Very farm focused, but Yasha and Dragon Lance, some great efficiency items. Rotations coming his way though. G on the way in. Elder Titan also nearby. There's the glimpse back. Decrep, and my gosh, he's dead.
Oh, that was close. He almost got the Sunder off. He needs that BKB so badly. So bad.
Still, I mean, a much needed rotation that will slow his farm down, of course, but he's hanging in there. We talked about it in the draft. It is a tough game for the Terrorblade. And until that BKB comes out, like you're saying, it'll continue to be a tough game. TP in from the Jakiro gets canceled, so he realizes that
Here's
is
the thing about
TP to the
like
Doom.
Pugna versus Tide is that Tide fights around this Ravage cooldown. Like it's such a long cooldown. Pugna just constantly runs at towers, and with the Nether Ward, he's also a great team fighter. I mean, among all of the other spells that his team has. But basically, they can take towers around the Ravage cooldown, and there's not really much that Navi can do about that. In fact, it looks like they're even pinging the high ground to try to force people back. And I don't think they need to be too scared about doing this either.
Yeah, I mean,
they know that there's no Ravage.
Some of the power of Pugna, right? If you know they don't have those big cooldowns coming up in 20 seconds, you can still chip away. Pretty hard to glyph around the Nether Blast. So it's just that slow, constant damage.
Dendy has an invis. He's walking up, just scouting.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they have a sentry, though.
Sentry Ward sees him, and now Dendy, he's going to get jumped on. He gets popped immediately. They're going to go in onto Cheshire Cat, but this puck might be a difficult target to lock down. Never mind. He gets obliterated also. So they go one for one.
Thing about, yeah, that's off lane for mid. I mean, I'd be pretty happy if I'm Gambit. They also forced the Terrorblade split, or not split, Metamorphosis. So, but he's gonna get a tier 1 from it, presumably, because they're fighting with Ravage right now, with and a pipe. So he now has a pipe on the Tidehunter, which is really gonna help against this Pugna.
Yeah, it kind of got everything.
Too.
Still about a third of the duration left on Metamorphosis, so plenty to siege this tower and maybe even find a pick-off. If somebody steps too far forward, it could be Vanscore. He gets a Sentry Ward down, but General, he's right there. Pressure coming onto the Disruptor. They force out the Static Storm.
That's not a real Naga.
But meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it's PL with a double damage rune doing a lot of split push. He does have the Battle Fury now, so he farms very fast, hits pretty hard, and also has a Yasha. Can they sandwich the PL here? He does still have Doppelganger.
Oh, they tried the song.
Well, kind of close, but no cigar on that one. TP, maybe they could ravage this? And they won't.
Oh, he was so close.
Probably would have if he knew he was TPing there, but couldn't find vision on the trees.
It's so hard with that hero because
Such
like
a gamble.
It's honestly so... It's so jarring to try to chase that hero because there's illusions running this way, running that way. He's trying to fake this isn't an illusion. Oh, this is a real hero. And all of a sudden you see him TPing and you're like, that's an illusion. You're, whoa, wait, illusions can't TP. You know, like it's just... God, it screws with your impulses to be playing against that hero. Like we, you know, watching the game, we can see the illusions and everything, but they don't see the illusions. They just see a bunch of PLs. It's just it's so annoying.
Absolutely. Vanscore and Lil, they're going to party in the jungle. Vanscore does have some friends nearby, but Lil putting a lot of damage in. There are going to be some wand charges. Now Cheshire Cat hops over. Does Lil have anyone else? Yeah, on the backside, they sure do. Cheshire Cat has to jump across. Kind of a spread out fight, but Vanscore will get left behind as Lil just chases him down.
You know, I just had a realization. The Elder Titan aura, the natural order, that's going to reduce their resistance to 0, and then the Pugna amplifications are going to, like, super amplify.
Oh, yeah. ET and Pugna are a dirty combo, dude. We didn't think about it earlier in the laning phase, and partially because that value point natural order isn't huge. It scales very well, though. Now that we're getting into the mid-game, no doubt that is going to start having a bigger effect.
It's just an additional veil, you know? That's crazy. I mean, even if they build magic resist, doesn't it take it to 0?
No, it's the base, and then there's a difference between the base and then what's added with the items, right?
So
Elder Titan removes the base, and then if you have like the pipe buff on top of that, it puts you still in the positives.
So I wonder if you were a Pudge with Flesh Heap, if that would count as base, because it's not from items, you know. It's like it's easy with armor because it says, you know, 40 plus whatever, but with
no, Flesh Heap's strength, so does that have anything to do with armor? I guess the magic resistance.
No,
I guess I don't know how it works with the scaling magic resistance of strength, like status resistance stuff.
Oh, I wonder how it works with that too. Would that count as base? God, this game can be so confusing at times. The great thing about it though, there's always something to discover, you know.
It's true. Well, and it's ever changing, right? That's the other thing.
Yeah, you'll never know everything about this game. I think the most knowledgeable, best players are the first to admit that they don't know anything about Dota. They know more than the
BKB
next guy, but they don't know everything.
now up on the Terrorblade, so this is it for Navi. Also a Blink Dagger on the Tidehunter. Big opportunity. Maybe we'll see a smoke come out as well. Also the Yule Scepter on Puck.
Oh, that'll be good for him to disrupt the. If he can force a bunch of spells on himself with the Yule Scepter, like Jakiro spells, Tidehunter Ravage, Naga Net, and just use the Yules to just bait a bunch. It's gonna really help in these fights for his team.
Oh.
Basically, he needs his soak abilities for his Pugna, not as a tank, but as like an agile hero.
They give the haste rune to the Tidehunter so we can lead the charge here.
You know what's funny? Navi just smoked past Roche. If this was Gambit that smoked, they go right into Roche.
That's
I
true.
guarantee you.
100%. I mean, we've seen it how many times today?
4, I think. 5, maybe?
Smoke breaks,
Like
PL's coming
Gambit
up to the
would
high
be in
ground.
Roche right now.
Here we go, the jump onto Big Num. He'll be the target that they catch. Of course, no Ravage deployed. It's just a quick pick on a support. What else can they find? Pugna going to cut this wave. He does have a TP scroll.
They're
Pesky
looking to
little
like
bastard.
really up the pressure now because they have 2 BKBs on the Shadow Fiend and the Terrorblade. I think they can get. God, I mean, Navi really aren't slouches in terms of pushing towers either, are they? Like they're Terrorblade Jakiro. It's pretty serious.
Yeah, that's very true. Tower goes down, and even though G is cutting this creep wave, it isn't really going to stop the push. They do have a wave here, and Terrorblade is going to be able to tank with his illusions. I guess Navi choosing not to commit to this. So it seems G's antics have worked. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Puck still hanging around. And the Dagon also now out on G's Pugna, so even more burst damage. LeBron takes some damage, but Puck
This is
really
where
just
Pugna
harassing.
really comes online, I think,
Mhm.
with this Dagon pickup. The thing is, though, they have 2 BKBs on the side of Navi now, so I really feel like this is Navi's game to pressure now with these BKBs. They can get a lot done with these items. Like it's very hard for Gambit to fight into these BKBs. When PL gets huge, that's a different story. Like he can keep fighting into BKBs when he's level 25 with crits and things like that. But right now, I think that Navi can take any fight and they're gonna win just because of 10-second BKBs. But I guess they want the right fight because they don't want to waste the 10-second BKB charges without getting a lot out of it.
I mean, maybe the Meteor Hammer, another big item.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
Maybe
That'll
now
be great for sieging. which they're
waiting
going
for
to
that
need to do soon.
Song of the Siren cooldown. Looks like Aghanim Scepter going to be queued up next for the Naga. Definitely a great item. Adds that healing element to the Song of the Siren. So it really gives you a proper reset in these fights, not just preventing the other team from doing damage, but healing up your cores that have gone in pretty hard. But slow and steady.
70% health regen. That's nuts.
It's crazy. Like, you get to game 3 and these teams just play a little bit more cautiously. It feels like a much different vibe compared to game 1 where we had a bit of a higher kill per minute type ratio.
Yeah, I mean, and it's both of them too. It's not like one or the other. It's both. They're both playing so cautiously, which is not what you would expect from G on this Pugna. Like he was so ballsy in that other game. I mean, this game he's being pretty ballsy. He's kind of being the only one that's being ballsy, but as I say that, he's actually getting caught.
They're going to find him. General scouts it out, and the follow-up will be there, I think. He does decide to ravage this, thinking there could be more nearby, but it is just the Pugna. Still, it's a pick on a core. Navi will be happy with that. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Jakiro and Puck going at it. Lil actually doing a lot of damage. Puck does not handle DOTs very well. Ice Path comes out, but Puck able to blink. Now help has arrived. Cheshire Cat with the Yules. No jaunt, and now this Puck, I think, is going to be done for. Beautiful Echo Stomp, though, and now Gambit is here. Lil, he's going to go down first. LeBron getting very low. He falls as General tries to run out. The response from Gambit has been huge as they glimpse back General. Cheshire Cat barely survives, and a triple gets picked up for the PL. Picture perfect.
Oh, God, that combo was beautiful. I mean, it's kind of like, I get foresight is 2020, right? But I think it's a big mistake to try to take these fights, like using these abilities, really committing on the side of Navi, like without their BKB heroes. I don't think that you do that. Like, you need to fight around these BKBs right now. Like, you don't get BKBs and then split push, in my opinion, I think.
Yeah, you're totally right, but on the other side, it's true as well. PL has a BKB, did about half damage to that tier 3 tower, and Gambit will just back up, glancing at that gold graph again. The biggest lead we've seen so far. Gambit finally getting a bit more momentum, and they did that without the BKB charge.
Yeah, I mean, now that PL has the BKB, I'm actually kind of scared for Navi. I think that their timing window for abusing these BKBs is getting smaller. Because this hero eventually, I mean, dude, it's 26 minutes. PL's almost level 25. He's level 21. He's gonna be 25 with crit soon. That's insane. I mean, like, he's not gonna care about these BKBs. He's just gonna kill the TB. He's gonna get a Lincoln, so he's not gonna die to the Sunder. He'll kill the SF. I mean, this hero has some serious late game strength with the crit that you get at 25 now. So I think they need to be pretty worried because they can't just ravage him now.
Well, LeBron taking a little bit of damage. Looks like Puck will just make it away. Hex coming out soon.
What's Pugna looking like? Oh my god, Pugna's only level 16. Dude, PL's level 21. That's crazy.
It's pretty insane. The PL has had a lot of space this game. I mean, what's his kill score even? He's okay, 3-2-0. I guess that speaks to how little fighting he's done and just spent so much time farming and pushing out lanes. Mid lane. General goes in. Cheshire Cat makes it outside, and now the Song of the Siren from LeBron. They're going to try to set up on the Puck. Meteor Hammer comes down. Phase shift. Puck.
This is exactly what you want to do with Puck.
Not able to blink this time, but now PL pops the BKB. Elder Titan with the sleep. Going to connect on quite a few. It's a great Earth Splitter. The Ravage does come out right as the BKB from PL expires. It's a pretty bloody fight, 3 for 2, and now PL on the defensive as the BKB Metamorphosis comes out from Terrorblade. Now illusion on illusion action.
And
PL
it's
does
really
not have a
unfortunate
defusal.
that the Puck could not get off his phase shift there. Like, if he got that off, he would have wasted so many of their abilities, and God knows he would have been in and out of that fight, casting silences and orbs and things like that. That almost went really, really well for Gambit, but very unfortunately, well, very fortunately for Navi, they were able to catch the Puck, which is pretty difficult to do. You know, it's not an easy hero to catch.
Not much time left on the Metamorphosis, and that'll be Navi's sign to get out of there. Clear out some Ancients on the way, and Dendi will bottle up another Arcane Rune.
He's going for a sheep too on the SF.
Ah, okay. DOTs and then Hex. About halfway there too. Looking at that gold graph again.
People go for Hex and then I was gonna say Ethereal Blade, and they just burst the hell out of somebody with the Hex and Blade combo, and then they use the shadow raises, and it just does like 2,000 damage.
Yeah, I've seen that build in pubs. Well. It can definitely be devastating.
It's crazy because it works through these BKBs too. Like, PL would actually die to this combo despite being so massively farmed, because he doesn't have a huge amount of HP. He's just, you know, he's got the magic immunity and he's got the battle fear, but really Sanch and Yasha is his only HP item.
Well, movement into the pit. Gambit smoke up, and surprise, surprise, Roshan is what they have their eyes on. Naga Siren does send some illusions in, and this might be enough to deter them. Up top here, they find one. It's the Jakiro, and he just gets bursted by the Pugna.
I think Pugna could one-hit Jakiro with this.
Yeah, Decrep Dagon. It does a lot. Jakiro does not have a buyback here, so it is a 4v5 around the pit. Navi need to be a little careful about how they take this.
Oh no. No ravage for 15 seconds, so. Technically Gambit could initiate. Look at that PL just standing in the pit baiting, like, they're baiting this. Like, once again, the Roche control is beautiful. They're not even starting this. Like, Navi might think that they're, I mean, Navi definitely thinks that they're taking him, and now they don't, but the PL was just standing in there, and they were waiting for them to come in and try to fight it, and they were going to fight it without even, like, they were using Roche as a bait. They weren't even taking Roche.
Now the butterfly completed by PL. Do you think PL should go back for a defusal? I can't help but feel like if he had a defusal right now, he'd be doing a lot more, but it feels like a pretty low-ticket item when you go for this Battle Fury.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, mathematically it doesn't do as much damage anymore as it used to compared to going for like raw damage items.
I guess I was
Stuff like
thinking
that.
it's probably Diffusal or S and Y. That's the choice you have to make.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably right. I've never seen people go for both. Maybe Manta does.
Well,
But I think with this build, people don't.
the lead for Gambit here dwindling down to about 1,000 as we continue farming. Puck closing in on the Hex, and Dendy also getting relatively close, but still has a couple thousand gold to go. Cheshire Cat. Let's be a little careful here, but he will
Puck
keep it
Hex
home.
is going to be super huge.
Yeah.
They need some instant lockdown right now for these BKB heroes. Like, they have literally no instant lockdown for these heroes. If Terrorblade BKBs or SF BKBs, there's nothing they can do to stop that.
Yeah.
But with the Hex, they can.
I also can't help but feel like the mana burn is just very useful against heroes like Terrorblade. He has a relatively small mana pool, and just spamming that Q, the Spirit Lance on him, you're draining that mana down pretty fast. Same with Tidehunter. He's got 600 mana.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, I think that there's specific heroes that you go Diffusal against on a lot of these heroes that would pick up Diffusal, and Terrorblade and Tide are definitely some of them. Like, it's very, very good against them.
Van scoring a little bit deep. Dendy does use the BKB charge, though. That was a 9-second. Meanwhile, on the other side, LeBron with Song of the Siren. They set up onto the Puck.
Wait,
Meteor
timed it.
Hammer. And that's a dead Fairy Dragon. Very nice. Navi now looking to push as they did commit the Metamorphosis for this.
God, that was perfect timing too. That wasn't. Is there a way to do that? I see people screwed up all the time. LeBron's just a god.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not much of a Naga player, but surely there is a rotation to be able to do it properly if you get the timings right. Big Num.
Maybe he waited for the song to end or something.
Meanwhile, PL, he's doing some good split push. He does finish off a tier 3 tower. Kind of breaks up this Roche attempt from Navi. Now a big scattered fight.
Pugna.
Pugna doing a lot of damage to the Terrorblade, who's been left alone. Meanwhile, on the other side, Big Num hit by the Meteor Hammer. Navi trying to go back in the pit. It looks like Ravage does connect on G. They'll find the kill there, but PL is back. The BKB is on, and he
God,
is ready to
so much
fight.
damage.
Look at this. BKB heroes up. They're trying to get out, but it's going to expire, and they will get chased down. The PL, there is no running from this Phantom Lancer. Now the glimpse back. LeBron gets caught as Vanscore sets it up with a full rotation. They lose their Pugna, but Gambit come right back, and now they will
He's got
secure
the
the road.
crit online on PL now too. That is so much damage.
Yep. All right,
This is-
things now a little bit rough for Navi. Shrines are also exposed, so some more free
God,
gold.
Free Daedalus, man. This hero's got a free Daedalus. What a level 25 talent. I mean, TB has no buyback. It's not, they don't know it, but I mean, he's got an Aegis, so he can play ballsy on the PL.
I mean, look at the
He kills
crits,
Shakira.
dude. It's pretty big. Lil gets glimpsed back, and it's a freebie. There is a buyback available on the Chikiro as well as the Shadow Fiend, but this might just be Elena Barracks. Glyph on cooldown for another 3. PL gets the melee and heads back towards mid. Now we see the buyback from Chikiro. Gambit are going for the jugular. Glimpse back on General, so he can't get off a Ravage. Doesn't have it anyway. Still down for 70. A tough defense for Navi to make. LeBron will use the ultimate. Now the Meteor Hammer comes. He's going to land it on Puck. Cheshire Cat again may fall. It's a good ice path. Follow-up damage is there, but he's got the Yules, and this PL is just going in. The follow-up now from G. They burst the Naga, and Barracks exposed. They're going to focus on the structures. Dude, this PL just feels unstoppable at this point. Dendy is here. He's ready to take the fight, but G from downtown. It's a Sunder to save General, and it might not even be enough. The PL's BK beat up. He survives through it, and now he life steals. He's got the Satanic. He even still has the Aegis of the Immortal. Navi giving it everything they've got to hang on into this game, but it might not be enough.
God, dude. Alright, well maybe they can.
There's a
If they can
chance they
somehow
can
kill
still
this
make
PL.
this hold. Gambit now starting to get low. PL with one more doppelganger. Hex comes out on the other side on General. It's another BKB on Crystallized, and I think this is their sign to get out.
He's got a Satanic on PL too. Like, PL can go back in soon.
And he still
gonna
has
heal
the
up, I think.
Aegis. I mean, well, there you go. He's just going to Satanic and full heal. 16K net worth lead all of a sudden, just like that. One buyback used, but it's a big swing.
Man, I really feel like the play. And I know I'm kind of harping on it, and of course, foresight is 2020. Anyway, it's like they really needed to fight with those BKBs. You know, like they underestimated this PL. That is absolutely the problem in this game, is that they had a smaller window than I think they anticipated. I don't think that they thought that their window was that small, but you know, obviously as casters we look and it's like, oh my god, the PL's level 20, like, you know, he's gonna be a problem soon. But to them, he's just in the jungle, invisible, you know, he's just farming. But their BKB timings were really not abused, and in the one fight where they didn't show up, PL got his BKB, so all of a sudden, Ravage is no longer a problem. PL can't die in these fights, so he's just like unkillable. And
here we go. Aegis of the Immortal still ready. BKB, 7-second charge. There is still no glyph for 45 seconds, so they could just BKB and try to focus structures here if they want to. Navi do have all their cooldowns, so they'll get one chance at this. PL just goes up to the high ground, sits through the ice path, not too concerned. Hey, look, this tower's just dead already from the chip damage.
yeah, they've pugged on. They don't really need to do anything. Like super committal here.
At this point, PL pretty happy to burn the Aegis. More follow-up damage as the Echo Stomp comes. Cheshire Cat jumps forward, forces out some BKBs. Here's the setup from LeBron. But can they actually take this? Dendi jumps in. The Meteor Hammer comes down. They want G, but he's still standing. Now the damage comes out. Crystallize going in hard. Pops the Manta. There's the Ravage from General. Navi seem to be hanging on for now. They've killed two. PL getting low, but that's the Aegis of the Immortal only. Can PL still clean this up? The Glyph has come back now, and he is just going to focus on structures, but doesn't want to go all in on this. He's already used the BKB, and I think Gambit are going to have to get out. Vanscore looks to take some damage from General, but Navi just happy to hang on.
That was a beautifully executed team fight by Navi. Like they didn't use the Ravage off of the song. Like they used the Meteor Hammer once again. LeBron perfectly timing it once again. Like every single time he's timing it perfectly, which is just insane. Because I never see people doing that. And the Ravage, like he waited for the PL's BKB to end. He hit the Ravage on a bunch of people. So just the way that they executed that fight was beautiful. And they didn't just blow all of their crap at once. You know, they timed it in a way where they could actually take the PL's Aegis and threaten him afterwards, which I didn't think was possible. Honestly, I thought they were done and the PL just wasn't going to die. But they actually threatened him by just timing everything very well.
Well, PL now going for really the better defusal. It's the Nullifier, and he's already got the Relic. That extra piece is on the way, and she blows. Gonna drop the boots to pick up that last big item. He hits like an absolute Mack truck right now, though. Over 350 per auto attack.
Oh my god, that is a lot.
It's pretty nasty.
See, what can he nullify? He can nullify the BKBs. Unfortunately, the Terrorblade can still sunder, but I suppose if he nullifies the BKB on the Terrorblade and he gets the silenced by Puck or the Disruptor, then
yeah,
the Terrorblade's just dead, you know?
Yeah. Very true.
Shadow Fiend has his Sheep now. That's Sheep Blink, you know, that's something. Like they could kill the Puck. They could kill, I mean hell, they could even kill the PL if they
Yep. Also an MKB is up on the Terrorblade. So he's got some pretty decent damage output, as well as a lot of survivability. There are options for Navi. They are up against a wall, but you can see that gold graph. They're kind of plateaued. They have stalled out this game, and the experience pretty up and down, and actually slightly in Navi's favor right now.
I think they need to. Well, speaking from the last fight where they, you know, timed things very well and they didn't kill the PL. I think that they're going to need to continue to basically time things like exceptionally well, which is a huge task. But I mean, if anyone can do it, it's Navi.
Smoke forward, Gambit won't reveal anything. They're just going to hide behind their towers, and Navi are going to be forced back. I guess anytime you have this kind of a wombo combo with this many ults, you know, you've got the option to turn the game around. Aghanim Scepter coming out for Lil on the Jakiro.
I wonder what I wonder if he's gonna go for the Macro Pyre. Pierces the spell immunity at level 25. That's really good actually. Like, that does a lot of damage. And if they set up with the song, that's that's actually a way that they could turn the game through BKB. I mean, it's gonna clear all the PL illusions too. And with the Aghanim Scepter, it's basically just permanently on the ground. It's so annoying. It'll make it easier to defend this one Rax, because really the last melee barracks bottom is what they want to defend.
Yeah, Puck also now picking up the Aghanim Scepter, so Dream Coil becomes super effective, lasts for 8 seconds now, and if it does get broken, it's a 4.5 second stun that pierces BKB. So pretty massive.
Both teams are doing a really good job actually at taking these breaks between fights, and well, I mean the breaks are intentional, the players are creating the breaks, but they're basically getting very core items before fighting. Like, we see one item come up from one team, and then all of a sudden Aghanim's from the Puck, and it's like, oh, well, that makes sense why they weren't fighting. And now they're going to go fight. So now Navi's going to feel very strong because they have the Aghanims on Jakiro, maybe they have some other items, but now the Puck has an Aghanims too, so since both teams are waiting... Oh, PL's a DD too. Oh my god.
Oh, they're going to walk right into each other. BKBs get popped, and the Dream Coil comes out right away. Dendy standing right on the edge. They kill Big Num, but Lil gets brought down in exchange. A 1-for-1. Ravage flies and connects on at least 2 as the Requiem comes out. It looks like this is Navi's fight. They find a couple, and now the Puck gets left behind. Will probably be able to blink, but Song of the Siren catches him, and they're going to be able to cue that Meteor Hammer. He does phase shift it this time. Still gets blown up. It's a 1-for-4. Now Navi push up the mid, and somehow, Jenkins, Navi are starting to turn this.
Oh man, I did not expect that. The PL's actually kind of killing himself with his own illusions, like the Terrorblade. God, I don't know how he died so quickly. Like, it just seemed like he took so much damage from the Terrorblade. I guess it's the Monkey King bar. Like, the Terrorblade doesn't really care about that evasion anymore.
Uh-oh, Pugna too far forward. G, Blink Hex. You talked about this. Pugna down. He does have a buyback, but if he doesn't want to use it here, 80 seconds in the grave, and he'll have to. 2 buybacks used, and Navi without Metamorphosis will be happy to back up, but economic damage done. The roller coaster downward as Navi regain control and head back towards the Roche pit.
God, just like that, they're back in the game. I mean, one fight. Jeez, it always just shocks me in Dota, like in this game in general, not this particular one, but in Dota, like one single fight can turn everything. Like that fight bottom, they barely held on. They were holding on by like a hair, and then all of a sudden it's back to even. I mean, it's a 1k gold advantage for Gambit. And then as they actually take Roshan, this is going to be pretty important. But just that one fight, that one beautifully executed team fight, and then all of a sudden it's just so much easier. The Terrorblade gets his Monkey King bar. They get the Jakiro Aghanim Scepter. I thought the Puck Ags was going to be a big deal, but it didn't. It did nothing in that fight for them because he was just disabled.
Well, we'll see. Will this Aegis of the Immortal be enough? PL now sticking that Battle Fury into the backpack. Didn't really feel the effects of the Nullifier in that last fight. What a roller coaster of a game, but if I'm Gambit, I'm probably thinking right now, PL's not getting any stronger. I guess he could eat a Moon Shard. That's about it. And that's what he's got planned, but...
I guess he could get a Scotty for the Sanchin Yashar, like an Assault Cuirass.
Yeah, I suppose the Scotty is pretty much just a straight upgrade over the S&Y at this point.
I think so. He got shredded by the Terrorblade last fight, which I mean I really wasn't expecting him to get shredded so hard by the Terrorblade, but jeez, does that hero do damage? They just man fought and the Terrorblade won.
Lil hanging out in the tree line here. TP just coming off cooldown.
He has balls of steel for standing there. He sees the PL and he's still standing there. Doesn't walk into the trees anymore.
All right, the siege begins. Elder Titan with the Lotus Orb, and also that Disruptor Aghanims, another one we didn't really talk about. But, of course, now that prevents the use of BKBs if he catches somebody in it.
At this point, it could be anybody's game. I mean, they have the Aghanim Scepter on the Disruptor, they have the Aghanim Scepter on the Puck. There's the Ravage on Tide. I mean, I think it's a lot hard. I think it's actually a lot harder for Navi to win this. But God, last time I doubted them. They executed beautifully twice in a row and ended up turning the game. But with this Aegis, I don't know. It's a lot harder with this Aegis because they only have so much disable. Do they have enough to kill the PL twice?
Well, it's a great question, and we may find the answer momentarily. Glyph is available for the Dire, so they will be able to reset and save their barracks if they try to go all in. Terrorblade just now hits level 25, so that's going to be the Sunder talent chosen. Gets it down to a very low cooldown, but now the fight breaks out. General, the one that gets initiated on PL, actually pretty low, decides to pop the BKB, and there will be no Ravage, but a Sunder to save General, and LeBron uses the ult defensively. Not ideal for Navi. They hang on without losing any heroes, but they do burn one of their big ultimates.
Okay, so if we're Gambit, what do we do now? Now that we know Ravage is down, I think what we do is we heal up, we chill out, we make sure everybody gets healthy,
Well,
and then we go again on the BKB.
Yeah, it's just Song.
Oh, no Ravage. Okay, no Ravage. So it is just Song.
Yep, just Song.
That's still a pretty big deal. He's been doing work with that Song. Like they're definitely gonna respect the fact that he doesn't have Song, because he.
It was a big
like,
save.
Setting up with the Meteor Hammer and
it gets,
saving,
Sunder's what, on a 5-second cooldown now, so.
Let's see. Did he go for that?
Yep.
Yeah, he did. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Yeah, and nobody has a Lincoln Sphere, so he can just freely do that all he wants. Although they do have the Lotus Orb on the Elder Titan, which is going to help out a tremendous amount.
Oh, so this is the window right here. BKB up for PL, but still 50 seconds with Naga's ult down. Very delicate timing to try and hit. I don't know if Gambit's going to go for it so exactly, but definitely playing this cautious. Still plenty of time on the Aegis. Well, sort of. Not that much.
He could maybe sell the Sasha and get a Scotty or something. Although I don't know how good he wouldn't have buyback. Didn't he buy back already though?
Sorry, who?
He already bought back. The Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, Pugna and PL both have buyback on cooldown for 3 minutes.
God, this is dangerous. Very dangerous for both teams. Like, I'm sure they're very anxiety-ridden at this point, very stressed. Well, then again, actually, these guys have been playing for forever. Sure,
it is also upper bracket, worth reiterating here. No elimination.
Yeah, that is true. Another walk in the park.
But yeah, 45 or 49 minutes in, we've got a pretty even match on our hands still. A very small net worth lead. Aegis of the Immortal. It's going away real soon.
Where's the gold graph? I'm sure the gold graph looks ridiculous.
Yep, pretty up and down. It looks like Cowboy's hat.
Yeah, dude. How do I see it? Where is it at?
F6.
F6. Oh, there it is. It does look like a Cowboy's hat.
All right, well, with that, Gambit will back up. I think Aegis reclaimed. Yes, it was.
They immediately go for a smoke on the side of Navi.
Oh, the Blink Hex. They're going to catch Van's score. Now the net follow up right into an ice path, rather, and it's a dead Van score.
That's really important because the Disruptor ulti is like really important for Gambit winning these fights in the late game.
Double damage rune on Crystallize. Do they just go up mid? I guess not. The Shadow Fiend's not there.
That's a tough call. That's a tough call, man.
It's tempting with that double damage rune, that's for sure, just to run up there, but looks like they will play with a little more discipline than that.
It is just a Disruptor, though. That's the only thing. It is so tempting, though. Like, God, he would just do double rapier damage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he can kill that tier 2 top with that. Opting not to, though. Just walking around chilling with it.
Still a good catch for Navi, showing off that Shadow Fiend Blink Dagger with the Hex, no doubt.
8,300 gold on Dendi. I wonder what he's gonna build. That's a lot of extra gold. Presumably he's gonna sell the Aquila and buy an Ethereal Blade or something.
Probably. Is the
like
Aghanims worth considering at all in these big team fights?
Yeah, you could consider it. Although, I feel like at this point in the game, really, it's the raises that do all the damage. It's the 450 raises with the ridiculously low cooldown. He could get an Octarine core too, actually. That would definitely be good.
Smoke now from Gambit. They're going to go up to the high ground. They're going to find Crystallize. There's a Hex. Big follow-up damage. They use BKBs and the Dagon from G. Crystallize evaporates as LeBron comes in. Channels the Meteor Hammer as Dendi pops the ultimate. The Ravage as well, and Gambit are getting ripped apart. The team fight of Navi is just too big as they find their combo. Big Num tries to TP out, and he'll make it. But that's 2 heroes in the grave without buyback, out of the game for 75 seconds.
Man, can PL solo defend this with the Disruptor and the... Does Disruptor have ulti? No ulti. Does the Elder Titan have ulti? No, he has no ulti. This is like... The PL almost solo defending this.
Yep.
This
Now remember, the
really
Terrorblade
bad.
did buy back to do this. The PL uses his as well.
I think if
Jakiro
Dendy
walking
sees
down.
anybody, he just goes. I think he just blinks in and sheeps. The moment he sees anybody, I think he's gonna go. Like, I think that's the play right now.
Navi just focusing on structures. Radiant do have a glyph. The Echo Stomp slowing things down a little bit. Jakiro still not here. So there are only 4 heroes. It's 4v3. This is still potentially manageable for Gambit. Refresher Orb on the Jakiro now. Dendi jumps forward, turns Vanscore into a piggy. A lot of follow-up damage, and they'll bring him down. Static Storm Kinetic Field gets deployed, but it's too little too late. Now Disruptor out of the game. Another 70 seconds on him, and Navi might be able to keep this push going. The Echo Stomp from Elder Titan is annoying, but not doing that much. The Meteor Hammer really coming in handy in these kind of situations. Glyph now used as Puck is up in just a couple of seconds. Terrorblade, Metamorphosis. Couple seconds left, and they will be able to finish off this second lane of barracks.
Yeah, they're backing. Unfortunately, they couldn't take the whole base, but I mean, this puts them on more than even grounds. You know, they're really happy with this situation. If you're Navi, Dendi is just like finding all of the right pickoffs, and he's sitting on 11,000 gold, 12,000 now actually, and they take this Aegis because they're not gonna have a Disruptor ulti. The Agnums, I mean, they're not gonna risk it, I guess.
That's kind of surprising.
Huh.
I mean, Tide even has Ravage. He's just low on mana.
Yeah, they're just getting healthy. He's not going for the Refresher either. He's going for the Shiva's Guard.
Yeah, but he's going to have enough gold
It's good
for
against,
it.
good against the PL.
Yeah, also helps solve some of his mana problems. Jakiro with the Aghanim's Refresher. Lil actually has ended up getting pretty damn farmed this game on the Jakiro.
Oh my god. Did he sell all his items by Refresher? Oh, I think he sold all his items and bought Travels for that push.
Yeah.
But still, that's I mean, that is a lot of damage that he does.
It's a lot of fire that he can put down, that's for sure. And as we talked about, he's got that talent, so it goes through magic immunity.
Okay, there's Gambit's smoked up. It looks like Navi knows, though. They're sure of this.
Yep, this could be disastrous once more. Remember, Tidehunter has a shorter cooldown ultimate now, so pretty available in these fights. Gambit taking a lot of risk as they jump in onto Dendi. Dream Coil onto 3, but there's the reset from LeBron, and Navi are ready to do this. Look at General's positioning. There's the Ravage. The BKBs get used. Dendi so low, but he's barely going to survive. If Dendi makes it out of here, he cannot, but PL had to do a lot to find that kill. He's getting low, but the lifesteal's coming out. Navi starting to chew through buybacks.
Dude,
PL does get brought
Purifier.
down, and it's a dieback for him. Puck able to blink away. Dendi gets up to the high ground, but won't be able to find him. Wow, it looked like a good fight for Gambit, but now with the buybacks, I think Navi can just push this advantage and win the game knowing that PL's out.
Jakiro did 4,400 damage in that team fight. 4,400, and mostly to the PL.
Wow.
Dude, he put double Jakiro
Do they
ulti
just
doing pure
go for the
damage.
win here? I think so.
Shredded the PL.
G might be able to slow this down. Same with the Elder Titan. But they're just going to lay into the towers. Crystallize saved his Metamorphosis for this. Now on the backside, they catch Cheshire Cat. That Hex on Dendi has played so much of a role in this game. I think they're going to do it. Gambit are in trouble. Their tier 4s are down. They're going to make their final stand as Big Num charges in. Navi trying to focus on the throne. Dendi uses the BKB, finishes off Big Num. He'll use the buyback. G still pretty healthy, but there's a Sunder. He gets right-clicked and destroyed. Now he's going to use the buyback. Gambit doing everything they can, but it's not even that close. The throne gets destroyed, and Navi take the game and secure the series after one hell of a nail-biter.
Good God, what composure under so much pressure. They were down 2 racks. That PL was killing everyone. They won against an Aegis. I believe they had Aegis Cheese. They won a fight against Aegis Cheese, and then since that moment, all they did was get pickoffs with the Sheepstick and turn fights with the Naga Song with just beautiful execution. Like, man, what composure where they can do that in a game where they were at such a deficit. I mean, jeez. Congratulations to Navi moving on, I guess. That's
for
gotta
sure.
hurt to
So
be Gambit. They were
yeah,
so close.
it's a double elim bracket, so that means Navi is now in the winner bracket final. Here, let's do a refresh. Maybe the other thread is completed. Yes, it'll be Navi versus Team Spirit in the winner bracket finals. And then I believe coming up tomorrow for elimination, it'll be Team Invincible versus Vega Squadron and Team Kazakhstan versus Team Effect. So again, upper bracket, no elimination. Gambit Esports will live to fight another day. But that brings today's coverage to a close. Jenkins, this was one hell of a day. We've hit over the 10-hour mark, and we are coming back to do it again tomorrow. So I will waste no more time wrapping this thing up. Same time, same place, 7 a.m. Mountain. What is that, 15 CET? We will have more of the DAC qualifiers for the CIS region. I'm Zayori. He's Jenkins. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you next time.